Let's go, Bruce.
What
What's
up,
going on,
MJ?
my dude?
Oh,
How we
uh,
doing?
chilling. Sorry, I got distracted. Right
That's
away,
okay.
right away into the show, we've already gotten distractions.
Bruce,
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
that's for you,
Little
Bruce.
that
That's
little
all for you.
victory. That little victory thing.
Yes, it is. I mean, this is the first time in a long time that we've been able to both have a
Boom,
victory Thursday.
boom. You know why?
Why is
Cheers.
that?
This Trubisky's a stud.
Ooh, you're gonna solely attribute it to that, huh?
Yes, just to
Not the
that.
fact that the Texans are bad.
Come on, man. Why you gotta ruin my?
No, it's fine.
You got,
No, Bruce, as you know, I gotta do a little promotion. So you enjoy yourself because this is the first victory Thursday for you in a while. So you enjoy
ooh, yes.
yourself. Tell us about the truth, and then we'll go from there.
The truth. The truth is, all right. So basically, we got to look at this right now. Right now, we need to think about the fact that the Bears just had a complete game,
Yes,
the first one of shit probably in the last 2 years. We saw Trubisky play a ridiculous game. I'm gonna throw some numbers at you guys real
go for it.
quick. Um, we may have this gentleman on our show, so I don't want to get him too upset at us. However, under Trubisky as a starting quarterback, points per game, the Chicago Bears are averaging 27 and a half points. Under Foles, they're averaging 16. Total yards per game under Trubisky, 375. Under Foles, 272. Rush yards per game with Trubisky, 140. With Foles, 52. Passer rating, Trubisky has 94.6. Foles, 78.8. Mind you, and I get this, and one of the things that you said to me when we did the pre-show, that the defenses that Trubisky's been playing against haven't been good defenses.
That is
Okay,
correct.
I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah.
that either. I completely agreed with you on it. But when are we going to get to the point? And that this isn't toward you. This is toward
Yeah.
Bears fans. When are we going to get to a point where we can say that he's doing a good job? There's some development here, because if we saw it last week when they ran the ball. Suddenly, the defense for the Texans were drawn in, and Trubisky was able to throw over the top.
Yep.
Not over the top, but he threw intermediate balls. So that said, I just think that while no, he may not be back next year because the Bears need a more viable franchise type quarterback. I think that you're seeing a Ryan Tannehill situation
Ooh,
developing before our eyes right now.
interesting.
So if they end up getting rid of him, and this will be the most Bears thing to have. And yes, they're not the team on the lakefront anymore right now.
Oh, you
They're being
actually are
called.
gonna say their name this week?
Yes, this week I'm going to call them the Chicago Bears.
How nice of
Uh,
you.
yes, I do what I can. The Chicago Bears. Crap, where was I even going with this? I'm just excited right now.
Ryan
I'm
Tannehill.
excited. I'm excited. Thank you. See, this is what you're here for. You're here to be focused on the shit that I'm talking about. But it'll be the most Bears thing to happen is they get rid of Trubisky. He goes to a different team. They're able to develop him into, because he's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. He's not
No.
going to be Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to be the top tier quarterback. He's not going to be a number two quarter or drafted number two quarterback or
Yeah.
first round second pick type quarterback. He's going to be a mediocre to good quarterback at some point, I think.
Yeah.
I'm still on that train, dude. I'm still on that truth biscuit train, baby. But I don't think it'd be so Bears though that they get rid of him. He goes to a different team. Lo and behold, holy shit, he's good.
Yeah. I could absolutely see that happening.
It's gonna be the most. And this is just my opinion. I think I remember reading it this week. The franchise tag for quarterback this upcoming year is going to be around 27 to 30 million dollars that year,
Okay.
because it's going to be a little bit less because I think when Dak got his franchise tag, it was like 31.
Yeah.
It's going to be less because the revenues are lower.
Right.
So that said, can the Bears sign Trubisky to like a 1 year prove it year instead of tagging him? And this is just me playing a
Yeah.
hypothetical.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's gonna be so many people that are against this, and I'm totally cool with it. Come at me, bro. Come at me. But you're already at a point now as a franchise where you're mediocre as shit. You're not going to get a good draft pick at all. You're not going to get
Yeah.
a franchise changing quarterback at the draft pick that you're at.
You've won too
Yes,
many games already. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the pack with that shit. So I don't think you can go any. You can't just lose. You don't play lose. So when I hear people calling in on shows on Chicago sports talk radio station saying the Bears should lose out, I'm like, do you know what you're saying? Like right now, the picks between 10 to 21 or whatever they would land, it's going to be the same caliber player.
Yeah.
The Bears are mediocre. That's what it is. That's
I
what it is.
wonder what's the best pick they could even get right now? Because there are a lot of teams. I mean, right now there are so many teams with less wins than them. It's not even funny. Like
There's so much mediocrity though right now going on in the NFL.
right now they're at pick like 13.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So best case scenario with that, maybe you get 9. You're still not getting one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks with that.
No.
You're not
No.
getting Lawrence, Fields, or Wilson.
No.
Because they're almost all of those teams above you. Even if you got let's even give them 8. All of those teams above you pretty much will need a quarterback, which is why they're in that position. The only thing I would say that maybe would hamper you in getting Trubisky back on that 1-year deal is you have to get rid of Nick Foles if you want to do that. I don't think. First of all, I think it's bad for the locker room. No matter what anybody says in public, the back and forth, and you can probably speak to this better than I can because I've never played football, but just generally, leadership. If you want to take it as a, I mean, honestly, a quarterback on a football team is kind of like a coach on another team. And when you switch coaches back and forth, when you switch leadership back and forth in any context, it makes the people under them, you're just confused. And especially when it comes to football, where everything runs through that person, literally, it makes it really difficult when you have 2 such different styles of play going back and forth.
I agree. And I agree with that 100%. And to change to a different area of thought, your coaching staff loses credibility amongst the team. So as soon as that happens, if you keep going back and forth, which is another thing about hearing people in Chicago saying that they want like Trubisky to start and Nick Foles to like come in as a reliever or some crap like that. No, shut up. Stop. Go freaking watch some other sport if you think that would work out in some kind of way. Because honest to God, that is just absolutely asinine. If you think that shit, you're just an idiot.
Yeah.
But no, so to go along with what you're saying, though, I just don't think that. I think right now they're at the point where, if I remember correctly, I think Nick Foles has a option at the end of this year.
Okay.
Is he guaranteed? I think he might be guaranteed, and if he's guaranteed, it's not much though. I think it was like a 5 to 10, and it doesn't matter. The fact that you had Chase Daniels, who actually I like him as a guy, he was great.
Yeah.
You had Chase Daniels as a backup quarterback for 2 years, essentially just be a coach.
Pretty much.
Excuse the term, but to be a fanboy to Trubisky and help him understand the offense better.
And even then, Chase Daniels came in for the Lions against the Packers the other day, and he was not awful. I mean,
no,
he let him down a little scoring drive. They kicked he was not terrible. In my opinion, he's not that much different than Nick Foles. I'll say it. He's not that much different than Nick Foles.
I don't think, and I like Nick Foles, and I did want him there to be success there.
Yes.
Because obviously he plays for the team that I want to see win.
Right.
But the whole year, the whole season, I thought Trubisky was going to be the better option. Like I've complained and to you about it. I've been upset on our show about it, and lo and behold, which is curious. I kind of want your opinion on this because you're a very astute young man.
Yes.
What if Trubisky would have started the whole year? Do you think that the Chicago Bears would have a better record? And with the caveat of having Bill Lazor calling plays, because it seems like Bill Lazor does a better job of getting a rhythm to the Chicago Bears offense.
Okay, let's go look at some games. So Foles started playing at the end of the Falcons game. Next week they play the Colts. That's when the Colts were still playing extremely good defense. I still think they lose that game, um, because I mean even I don't see that them scoring that much. The biggest, I mean, Foles threw for 250. It was not a terrible game. I think play calling was one of the bigger issues there. I don't remember specifically, but the Colts were still playing really good defense. I don't think Trubisky is a huge X factor there. They beat the Buccaneers. I mean, you can say what you want. Tom Brady had an off day, so I think that was a bigger impact than anything. So I'll give them that win. They probably beat the Panthers still. I think they still lose against the Rams. It wouldn't have been 24-10 and as embarrassing as it was. I think that would have been a pretty close game, but I still think they lose because of how well the Rams are playing on defense. Same thing with the Saints. Honestly, that defense. I mean, the problem is I think maybe they beat the Titans. Honestly, I'll give them that
Yeah, they
because
beat
the
the
Titans'
Titans.
defense is not very good. Their best quality is they do
They
better
won.
against guys like Foles who just don't move around in the pocket as much. So I think maybe they win that game. Minnesota, they
They
caught
win.
them.
I
They
think they
caught
win. All right.
Minnesota right as they started playing well.
That's true.
So that was it when Minnesota started ticking up. So I still think Minnesota wins that game again. I think that be maybe more of a high scoring game if Trubisky is in it. But the problem, and they still lose against the Packers, and he started
Yeah.
against Detroit. So I mean, m- maybe you could make an argument for I could definitely make an argument for at least giving you one more win, maybe two if you really want to push it. But again, I think the bigger issue has been no matter who's at quarterback, your defense is average. Your defense statistically, and again, we talked about this before the show, it might be because they're on the field more than the
Maybe.
Packers defense, but they have worse rankings per game in yards, passing, receiving, points per game, everything. They are worse than the Packers defense now. So, I mean,
That's also
when you have an average defense, your quarterback needs to be above average. Talk to Aaron Rodgers. He's been dealing with this for the last 10 years. So, the only time that you can deal with a average or not even average because Foles and Trubisky both rank like top or bottom four in the league in efficiency for a quarterback, you need an elite defense. So I think that has been the bigger issue. Your defense has given up some pretty big scoring games. I mean, you give up 41 on the Packers, okay, but you give up 34 to the Lions. I mean, that's an issue. So if they played like they did against the Texans every game, that's a different story. The defense has put together some good games, but they've also put together some atrocious ones. You
so
need
you
them
know
to be
why the
elite.
Packers defense, real quick, do you know why the Packers defense is, as you say, statistically better than the Bears, which means absolutely nothing? Because the Packers lead the NFL in time of possession.
Okay, so that I mean
That
that still
that
goes
would be,
along with my point that
but that would be
you can
statistically
only
telling me,
you
but
can
that would
only
tell me
have.
if
I'm
my
just using
offense
that to
has the
gloat. I'm
ball.
really just using that to gloat. I know the Bears DVOA is still better. Like they're still more efficient. I totally get that. But
You're
my
just
point
like,
is, I'm just using that to gloat. Absolutely.
you know, though, when you know Green Bay. Okay, so if my team has the ball longer
Yeah,
than
of course your
you know,
defense is
and
going
you're
to give up
obviously
less
your
yards. I
numbers are
know.
right,
I
exactly.
know that.
The
You think I don't know
jackass.
that, Bruce? I said that before the show. But no, my
Oh,
point in that is the Packers can get away with having their average defense because their offense is incredible. Their offense is the best in the NFL. So that's what you need to have to deal with an average defense. And even if you give the Bears a top 10 quarterback, that defense still isn't going to be top 10 right now this year. They're just struggling, and I think not having it's Eddie Goldman that's out for the year, right? He opted
yeah,
out. So not
yeah.
having Eddie Goldman is absolutely a huge part of that. Akeem Hicks has been in and out of the lineup. Mack, I think, has been dealing with injuries, even though he hasn't really missed games. He's been on the injury report a lot, and that's not even for just general being a veteran, not practicing some days things. He's had some lower body injuries, which is where he gets most of his power when he's rushing. So I think there's a lot of things that have gone together to hurt that defense. And because the defense is no longer elite, it just
I would actually argue. I would argue that they still have elite potential.
okay.
So real quick, so I was curious because since we're talking about all of the,
Yeah.
how their defense, because like they were an elite defense in 2018.
Yes.
That said, I was curious, like I want to see the time of possession in 2018. Lo and behold, the Chicago Bears were third in time of possession
Weird.
in 2018. Weird how that works, right?
Weird, right? Time of possession makes your team better.
Go figure. Jeez.
That's a wild concept, dude. But
I kind of
no,
like.
the other thing that I want to talk about. So we've talked about the Bears enough. Uh,
Go Bears.
is I mean,
Prediction
honestly,
at the
and
end of the
I've
show.
said this. I said this on side comment, Bruce. I've been streaming video games every night for a couple hours a
No,
night.
I've been seeing that. My ass is sleeping.
I know, but I've been having some fun, and I've been having some success too. I think I have like 40 followers already. I'm doing well, and I have I'm just playing Madden, messing around. But my point in all of this is, I was having this conversation on stream the other night that about Aaron Rodgers MVP chances, and we talked
Oh,
about
we're
this
going here, huh?
before the
That was a
show.
good little.
Yeah,
That was a good transition.
we're going here, and so I wrote about this in my article this week too, and so let's go look at some numbers. I can go straight to my article to pull out the numbers.
Shameless
I
plug.
haven't actually posted it yet, so I'm not actually shamelessly plugging because I haven't actually posted it yet. But when we go, just like the base quarterback numbers, right? The only two, like when you go on ESPN and look at quarterback stats, the only two stats where Aaron Rodgers is not number one is passing yards, which I don't really care about. That just talks about how much your team throws, and part of that is because the Packers have a better running back than the Chiefs do. And the other one is completion percentage, which, I mean, yes, that matters, but Rodgers is third and fourth in those respectively in the NFL. So he's still top five, which is impressive any time in any quarterback category. Then you go to touchdown passes. Number one, he has 39. QBR, 84.9, he's number one. Touchdown to interception ratio, 39 to 4, he's number one. And passer rating, 119.7. And Mahomes is the next closest at 112. He is a full 7 points above the next quarterback in passer rating. I know that system is a little flawed, so that's why I included QBR where he's still first. And taking all of that into account, Aaron Rodgers only has one top five receiver. Patrick Mahomes has two. He is your MVP. He is the most efficient quarterback, leading the most efficient offense in the NFL. And without Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers would not be nearly as good as they are, and they probably would be struggling and battling to win the NFC North.
Look, I'm not going to argue with you about Aaron Rodgers being like good. I'm not. I like listen. The guy's an absolute beast,
Yes.
and I there was a question that was posed on local radio here about is Aaron Rodgers underrated, and
Yes.
I actually said I thought to myself, no, from a standpoint of a Bears fan, because I think us in the I say us as in people or teams in the NFC North and NFC
Yes.
North fans know
What he
how
does.
absolutely ridiculously good he is.
Yes.
From a national standpoint, yes, 100%, he is totally underrated.
Yeah.
The guy was doing the things that Patrick Mahomes was doing, or he was okay. So when Aaron Rodgers was younger, he was doing those sidearm throws, and he still does it, but not as
Yeah.
much. He was the mobile quarterback. He was the guy that was doing all these like yes.
We just
So
we just didn't really use Twitter then. That's the only reason that Rodgers hasn't been hyped up to this level, because Twitter didn't really exist
no.
to the level it is now. That's the only reason. Bleacher
So
Report wasn't tweeting out videos every day.
your Bleacher Report was very very young then.
Exactly.
They were good. Honestly, I actually thought that they like at the time, like, and hey, if anyone from Bleacher Report sees this, I love your content. But I actually thought the stuff they were releasing then was like a little bit more insider-ish info at the time.
Yeah.
Now I think it's kind of like, well, let's toss this out and go with it.
No, they have some good feature stories. I think they're a weird combination of like ESPN and The Athletic, but also like
I love the Athletic.
with a hint of Barstool.
Uh,
They have a hint of like
Jesus
just
Marks.
tweeting out highlights and no, they have some. I know some of the guys who write features for Bleacher Report, and they're very good. Um,
Let's hope
but
so. That's the reason
it's
why.
I do agree that nationally he is underrated. It's just I think taken for granted would be a better way to say it, but I think underrated is along the
I
same
like
sense
that.
that
I actually like that. I like that
he's
thought.
just been doing it for the last 10 years. And I mean the statistics, so there's a couple things. When he hits 40 touchdowns, he'll be the first quarterback ever to have 3 seasons of 40 touchdowns or more. And then there's another statistic where when he hits 40 touchdowns, he'll be the only quarterback ever to have a season of 40 touchdowns and a passer rating over 110.
Here's my thing though, and like he's insanely talented, great. Like one of I think he is on my. And we may have talked. I think we talked about this in a previous
Yeah, a while
episode.
ago.
But he's definitely on my Mount Rushmore of best quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah,
Um, or if he's not on there, he's like about to be put on
he's
there.
about to be in.
Right. So my question to you is this: do you think that he would get more national acclaim if the Packers would have won more titles with him? Because
Yeah.
you and I had a very interesting exchange on Twitter.
I mean, yeah, of
The other
course. What kind
the
of
other day.
question is that? Of course they
So
would have.
okay, so thank you. So because of that, don't you think as a Packer fan, you should have higher expectations of Aaron Rodgers to be able to, bring his team up and win championships, or do you think he just folds in the playoffs?
I think when it comes to the playoffs,
In the
here's
playoffs,
here's the
well,
issue. Here's the issue.
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. I mean, yes, you play better defenses, so his stats are going to be a little worse. When you look at any quarterback, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, other than a couple incredible quarters, has really not been that good in the playoffs. He always has one incredible quarter in any playoff game, and the other three, he's usually not very good. So the issue is, again, I'm going to go to weapons and to defense.
okay.
And Aaron Rodgers out. I will say Aaron Rodgers past 2012. 2011, that team folded in the divisional round against the Giants at home. But again, the Giants put up like 40 points or something like that. So, I mean, honestly, if you give Aaron Rodgers a top 10 defense, which I think they have this year, they give up a lot of garbage yards, and they've gotten out to so many big leads that I wish I could see the Packers play some more full competitive defensive games to really see what their defensive ratings would be, because I don't think any of them are truly accurate. But I think if you give Aaron Rodgers a top 10 defense in any year since 2010, because he has not had a top 10 defense since 2010, you give Aaron Rodgers a top 10 defense in almost any of those years. I will say almost, because the last couple of years of McCarthy were rough. So I will say
2014, they're pretty.
2011 to 2016, and then last year. You give them a top 10 defense, Aaron Rodgers a top 10 defense in any of those years, he has an incredibly better chance. And so I
So,
think, yes, should the Packers fans have higher expectations? Absolutely. But do not be disappointed that we have won 2 Super Bowl championships since the last time the Bears have. So
I
that's my
again,
thing is, yes, when you have
like
a Hall of Fame quarterback, of course you should have higher
the
expectations.
expectations shouldn't be, or the bar shouldn't be set at a garbage franchise that's south of you that has been run into a ground. It should not be the expectations in
Okay.
comparison to that. It should be higher. So your thought process should be looking at the Patriots. Look what the Patriots have done with the teams that they've had, and their
Yeah,
front office.
incredible defenses that have saved Brady
Right.
in 3 of his 6 Super Bowls and
So
one of the best coaches of
why
all
wouldn't
time.
the Packers? Why
What?
wouldn't the Packers? Why would not? Why wouldn't the Packers want to mimic what the Patriots have been doing?
I don't know. Ask Ted Thompson. Ted Thompson was a GM who refused to go out and sign free agents. Bill Belichick freaking searches the waiver wire like a nerdy 13-year-old playing fantasy football.
But don't you want that as a Packer fan?
Of
Wouldn't you
course,
want
of
that?
course, I want that, but I'm looking at what we've been given,
So
and
what's
the
your
owner.
expectation?
I'm looking at what we have and saying, One Super Bowl, I'm good with that. Do I
Oh
want more?
no,
Of course I do.
more. Give me more, dude. I like this. No, give me more. I want so. And don't get me wrong. Like I love what the Packers have done, and I want that too.
Yeah.
I do. I want that. But at the same time, though, as if I were a Packer fan and I've had two Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back, I would want more. I would want to be like, what the hell? How come we haven't been able to win more Super Bowls when we've had two quarterbacks that have been absolutely ridiculously good?
I mean,
I'm not wrong here.
no, you kind of are because
No, no,
no.
I'm not.
Okay, Bruce, if we
Two
had the
Hall of
coaching
Fame, you
staff,
have two Hall of Fame
if we had Bill
quarterbacks.
Belichick, and if we had that kind of defense, I would roast Aaron Rodgers to the end of the earth for only winning one championship in the last 10 years. But our defenses have been trash. Our general manager, up until the last 2 years, has not been willing to spend any money whatsoever to retain any players or sign any free agents. And we had a terrible coach who ran the offense into the ground, and we haven't had a defense other than 2010.
I'm just saying, as a Packer fan, you should have a higher expectation than winning one Super Bowl.
Okay, are you talking about like looking backwards or every year? Like every year when I have Aaron Rodgers, I expect them to be Super Bowl contenders.
Correct.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's
that's my
fine.
expectation. But looking back, I'm not disappointed. I'm not mad that they've only won two Super Bowls in the last 25 years or
Pissed.
whatever it's been.
I'd be pissed because you got two Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Okay. We've still won more Super Bowls than the majority of NFL franchises in that time.
Okay, and that's a fair point. That's a fair point, and like that's fine. But again, like I just want like I want more. I would want more. I'm selfish. That's how I
Well,
roll.
again, of course I want more. I'm an
Right.
avid football fan. Of course I want more, but I think saying I'm disappointed would be unrealistic and kind of greedy of me. I mean, it's
So what? The Cubs won a World Series for the first time since 2000 or 1908, and my ass was like, dude, I want more. They're gonna be the 19. They're gonna be the 1985 Bears again.
yeah.
So like, I want more. Shit. But anyway, in any case, it's really great seeing you get heated.
Yeah, I mean,
It's good. It's fun. It makes it entertaining.
it is.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
Still love you,
I love you too.
buddy.
Oh my gosh. I'm out of breath now. I've been
I know. I can tell. He's starting to sweat. I got the hat and everything going. He's like, oh man.
gotta go under. Okay. Uh, but no, I mean, it's
So I yeah, no, and to be honest, I really think that the Packers it's a great franchise. I like in the Bears from an extent of or I'm sorry, excuse me. Like word vomit there. The thought of the franchise itself, like when you think of classic NFL badass franchises who you want to be a part of,
yeah,
the ones that I think of immediately are the Packers, the Bears, the Lions to an extent,
okay,
the 49ers, the Cowboys. That's just my own personal thought process.
okay.
And the Jets even to an extent because of what Namath did back in the day. Like I think that.
This
No,
man
seriously.
said the Jets.
I did, 100%. But
The
I'm saying
Jets.
but hear me out. I'm saying it from that old school thought process and the
Okay.
old school like from like, now fast forward though, what have you done for me lately? So if you look at a 10-year window right now for the Chicago Bears, they're shit. Like you've
Yeah.
had one playoff appearance in 2010
Yeah.
and you lost to the Packers. And that was like famous. That was the famous Jay Cutler game when
Right.
he got hurt. He tore his MCL, and Bears fans were all over him out of nowhere,
Which is ridiculous.
Which I 100% agree. I actually love Jay Cutler, by the way. Come at me, bro. Not you. I'm talking about just people
Yeah,
like
I
Bears
know.
fans. I love Jay Cutler. He was perfect for the Bears. Just in Chicago, just because he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But in that 10-year window, the Bears have been absolute crap. So what team or what player wants to come to a franchise that's been for 10 years okay with mediocrity and okay with the status quo? So now let's change teams. Let's look at the Packers.
Yeah.
The Packers in the past 10 years have, I mean, you'll know better than I would about this. What have the Packers done in the past 10 years? They've gone to numerous playoff games.
Yeah. Playoffs
They
all but 2 years, I believe.
all but 2
8 of the
years.
10 years.
Right, and the Bears qualified for the playoffs. I think twice, two
Yeah.
times.
Three
Or
NFC
not,
Championship games, so we've qualified for the play. We've gotten to the NFC Championship game more than you've made the playoffs.
right. So it's like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah,
And that's the way I'm starting to kind of look at this mindset. And where am I going with this? You might be asking. So as of late, the person who I want as the Chicago Bears' next GM is currently interviewing with the Texans, with the Lions, and with I can't remember the third team. Maybe the
Riddick.
Jets. Yeah, Riddick. I
Yeah,
want Lewis. I want Lewis Riddick as my GM because I think the guy's knowledgeable and I think he relates well with players and no, like I just think guys would want to play for him and he's a Chicago guy.
yeah,
He loves Chicago. Um, so that said, I think that the mindset that the Chicago Bears have had in the front office has been out of touch. I think that it's been completely steered in the wrong direction.
yeah,
And I think once we get somebody in here, and I'm not saying Ryan Pace doesn't know his football because obviously he's a lot smarter person than I am when it comes to
yeah,
football, but you're in a results dependent profession.
yeah.
If your results are shit, you got to go. And right now his results have been shit.
I agree,
And that's it.
and that's all I have to say about that. And with
Damn,
that,
baby.
we're bringing Ziggy in.
Oh. He gets to join the incredible fun that we're having here.
He gets to join the chaos.
Chaos. That's the best way to put it.
That's pretty much all we do here. I think I put that in our like going live notification now too. Ziggy, how you doing?
Hello, how you doing there?
How you doing, Ziggy?
I can't complain. Just trying to survive this snow out here, pretty much.
Ooh,
Oh, are you on the East Coast?
Yeah, we yeah, in Virginia right now. So
Oh, you're not getting like hammered like New York is then.
no, we I think we have maybe a couple inches. It's nothing like from what I saw on the news. I was like, man, I'm glad
I was gonna say, I mean, you've been a part of some bad snowstorms, I'm sure, over in Pittsburgh and all that, right?
yeah, not too bad. I mean, more colder temperatures versus
yeah.
Okay,
just piles of snow, pretty much.
that's
Well,
fair.
I'm sitting here in Texas and it was 58 degrees today, so I'm happy.
Oh, I don't blame you, man. I wish I was back in Texas right now.
Nice.
Yeah, you're
Well,
from Texas, aren't you?
what was that?
No, Ziggy, you're from Texas, right?
Yes, originally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ziggy, my
uh,
family just moved to Allen, Texas.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Where is that? As far as close to Amarillo.
It's northeast Dallas suburbs, I think.
Okay. Yeah, we're still a little ways
Okay.
from y'all, about five and a half hours away
Oof.
from y'all.
That's right.
Oh, so Ziggy, I gotta ask, man, what kind of puppy is it?
Man, it's not a puppy. It's just a small dog. It's a terrier slash beagle, pretty much.
Oh,
Okay.
the Beagle, man. That's the Barker part of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to put him in the cage so I don't have to keep hearing him bark.
No, it's okay. I got a German Shepherd and a Husky, so the Shepherd's the Barker for me.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. So, I mean, we had a husky back in college, and I think me and my at the time girlfriend, now wife, we wasn't ready for the husky. I think we living in a 2-bedroom apartment. It wasn't. I don't think we were ready. We wasn't ready for it.
A lot of walks, man. A lot of walks too.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, they always want to play, and they're escape artists.
Yes, we have dealt with many occasions where we put them in the laundry room just to, while we're at classes and everything, come back, the panels have been ripped off somehow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The thing somehow jiggle the handle, and all of a sudden trash is everywhere from the trash can and things like that. So
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so Ziggy, I got to ask you a question, bro. So now that your introduction's been talking about puppies and talking about snow, if you could, can you please give our viewers a brief review of who you are and what NFL teams you have played for?
Oh well, far too many from. But yeah, so I got drafted first round with the Pittsburgh. Had a great 5 years. After that, signed free agency to Jacksonville for 2. Went to play for half the season. I got hurt in Jacksonville. Got released. Played half a season with Chicago. The following season, signed to Washington. Played 3 years there. Finished the rest half the season with Miami, and try to do a last bid with New Orleans of training camp of 2018, I believe. Got released then, and then other than that, been here ever since.
What you been up to, man?
Working now, trying to squeeze in one more year, but it looks like the season's about to end. So I'm now on the way of packing more weight and bulk season.
There you go.
Ooh. And he shows off. He's flexing.
I know he's like sitting there like,
he's like, You know, Bruce, I used to think that, like, compared to me, Bruce has muscle, and then Ziggy shows up. Yeah. And I'm glad that Ziggy shows up to make Bruce look smaller.
I never played in the NFL, so I can't. I'm not. Hey, I'm good, man.
No, that's what I mean. There's plenty of guys in the weight room right now that are way bigger than me. But one thing I do tell myself about them is that, well, at least I know I can bend the corner faster than they can. So
there we go.
There you go.
Since we're on the topic, before Bruce asks another question, Ziggy, how much can you bench just to show off?
Here we go.
Right now, currently, it's at 450. I'm trying to. Right now, I guess when you're on the road to a retirement, you're trying to look at different ways to give yourself goals or something to look forward to. So I'm trying to get back to 500. So I'm doing a whole program and prep series just to do that. So if I get to 500, I shoot for whatever next after that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I got nowhere near that, MJ. Just so you know.
Yeah, no. I think
the highest I've gotten up to is 345, and
there's nothing wrong with that, man. You can bench over 300, you're okay.
Yeah, it was a long
Ziggy
ass time.
Stamp of approval.
That was before shoulder injuries and stuff like that, though. So
man, I have elbows, fingers, shoulders, pecs, whatever, small things that can definitely set you back when it comes to the training.
Yeah, hell yeah. But all right, so I'm gonna jump on this topic, man. So give me some of the history, what it was like playing with that Pittsburgh Steelers club, because you played with some characters on that team, dude.
Man, it's the organization just from the start was ran by one of the greatest football families that you can possibly think of. I don't have any bad words or say about the Rooney family and how they conduct their business and their operations. They gave me a start. They gave me an opportunity to play. Not only that, to be honest, play out throughout some of the best seasons I had with them. Ever since I left Pittsburgh, I didn't get the opportunity to go back to the playoffs. And so, I mean, with that being said, that organization, how they ran their business, everything was work, but it showed when it came to, the winning and losing columns. And coaching staff with Coach Tomlin and the legendary Dick LeBeau. I had the opportunity to play with a bunch of, I guess you can say, Hall of Famers, if you want to say. Some now that are still there on the team, like the Bens, like the Pounceys, the Cams, and I played with Hines, Troy, Heath. God dang, Heath.
Heath Miller?
I'm just gonna say Heath because in the stadium when he catches the ball and stuff. Big Hamp, Aaron Smith, Brett Kiesel, Chris Hoke, Ike Taylor, Ryan Clark. Play with all those type of guys, especially on the defense, and they have they gave me some of the greatest memories you can possibly imagine. And it's hard to put in words until you actually live that, feeling, the moment when you're out there on the field and doing battle with those guys and stuff.
That's awesome. So one of the things I'm kind of curious about is James Harrison. Is that guy as like beastly and like just badass as it appears in his in videos? And how is his personality? Because I saw him on Hard Knocks before, and he
Yeah.
was like, you saw him always just like not hating, but hating, I guess, with some of the cameraman and some of like the being shown on TV and stuff like that. How is he behind the scenes? Is he just a good dude and wants to help out? Like, how's it?
I mean, he's a good dude, but even that, he's a better father, you
That's
know. And so I guess with that representation that he gets, I'm not gonna say he gets a bad name just the way he plays football. He plays the game hard. He
Yeah.
plays it tough. But
Is it right?
off the field, he's a good guy. Great father. Not only that, he's real funny if you ever get to know him. But the thing is, he's real quiet, and you only see so much of a side to him and stuff like that. But I mean, it's no show that what he lives and how he conducts his workouts and stuff like that. He was doing that way before he even started posting it on on Instagram and stuff like that. So he was living that life way before he even, I guess, took it and ran with it. And all of a sudden he's making it a second, I guess you want to say, career with it.
That's awesome. So I'm sorry, MJ. I just have one more
No, you're
follow
good.
up.
Go for it.
So one of the things that you mentioned previously, Ziggy, was talking about playing for the Rooney family
Mhm.
and how like amazing they were, professional and everything. You had a chance to play for the McCaskies too. And one of the things as a Chicago Bears fan that
Mhm.
I won't lie to you, I bitch and complain about is how I think that the McCaskies should start running their franchise similarly to the Rooney family.
Yeah.
Uh, did you see, and like you don't have to go into major detail about it or anything, but did you see a significant difference in that time in Chicago from the McCaskies and how they ran things, and the Rooneys and the way they ran things as a family-owned team?
Well, both organizations are, very family and very, history driven organizations. If you think back to Chicago, you think back way back when and how they played their defense and how they were structured was similar to Pittsburgh. The thing is, I think you need also um, a head coach that is with the no BS. He comes into work, and no matter who you are, whether you are the top tier player to the lowest person on practice squad, he doesn't care. You got to go out there and perform. I think it starts when you implement with a GM, you implement with a head coach, and then all of a sudden it trickles down to staff and equipment, and the lunchroom people that's around the building. Then that's when you can start to see an organization flourish and get well and get better. Like I said, I had a short time there, so it's kind of hard to judge versus 5 years with an
Right.
organization I spent time with.
That's fair. That's fair. Wait, were you? So I'm sorry, I'm totally eating up all this, MJ. My bad.
You're good, dude.
Did you wait? Were you there with Tressman? Was Tressman the coach there, or who was the coach?
Coach Fox.
Fox.
Coach Fox.
Coach Fox was there. Okay, I was just curious. Go ahead, MJ. I'm sorry.
So, Ziggy, I have one question for you specifically, and I'm going to preface this with yes, I am a Packers fan. So I'm not trying to brag when it comes to this, but talk about playing in the Super Bowl.
Man, it was awesome, man. You just got brought back bad memories of wearing the Packers sweater. We lost, but I think it would have been an even better memory if we would have won. Granted that we end up losing, but I think the ice storm that hit Dallas, Fort Worth area, really put a hamper on anything because it didn't give it the fans, not only that, for us players bringing in family and stuff like that, the real football essence and stuff like that. I mean, as far as Super Bowl festive and things going on, a lot of commotion. But regardless, it's probably one of the best feelings to have to go the entire season. All of a sudden, now you're playing in a big show. So when we, unfortunately, when we ran out of time and lost the game, I probably was one of the worst sore losers you can have, because I know both teams have their after parties after the game.
Yeah.
I didn't want to show up. I didn't. I mean, when I went with my brother, but I wasn't into it because I kept replaying the plays. What could I have done better? What should I did? Or man, I wish I would have done this better. Maybe gave us an opportunity, try to create something. Just a lot of some doubt when it came to that. But one thing I don't regret was getting the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl.
So I want to ask about the so you talked about the reputation of James Harrison. On the same level, Ben Roethlisberger, there had been some drama a couple years ago with Antonio Brown, some of the offensive players, Le'Veon Bell. We don't need to get into that, but talk about Big Ben as just like a leader of the team, because he's been there for a very long time. Most of the people that talk about him have a very good words to say about him. So talk about like competing with him in practice, like just the leadership that he has on that team. What impact does that have on you as a defensive player?
Well, the thing is, whether you like him or whether you don't like him, the man goes out there and gives it all he's got. He's been battled, been beaten. And, for the first couple of years, I don't know if he was getting sacked some of the most as far as being a QB. And so, he's been battle tested. But then again, as time went on, he got better. His release time made it more efficient for him to, avoid some of those sacks and take unnecessary hits and stuff like that. But when you got a guy like that of that caliber, and not only that, how he had his weapons around him and how he led his O linemen and his receivers and running back groups and how they followed him, we all had to gravitate towards that. But when I was there, it was the offensive defense thing. We had two different mindsets when it came to playing in Pittsburgh and stuff like that. And so whenever we gel together, you can see the quarterback, as far as being lead the team where it needs to go. Not only that, when he talked trash in practice, but it wasn't not to the point where he want to fight you or anything like that, but get you going and want to be the best that you can be. So I had no beef with him. I enjoyed him when I was there. And but what he's doing right now and still playing at this high level, even at the age he at, I think he's 37, 38, something like that. It's, it's amazing. So, I wish the best for him. Not only that, I wish the best for him and the team, and, just a more prolonged career. Hopefully he can play it out like Brady to 43, 44, and, try to have as much success as possible.
So along those lines, we've got a question from somebody watching. Who is the biggest trash talker that you've ever played against? Who's the biggest talker?
Biggest talker, man. It's either had to be Phillip Rivers, or I'm trying to think. Who else really got on my
nerves? Dude's trying to start his own NFL franchise with his family.
Tell me about it, man. Got a whole starting roster right now. God,
he's got a whole offensive 11.
Ooh, but I think Phillip Rivers is one of the worst trash talkers. I hate being around. But the thing is, you couldn't get to him because his release was so quick, and I think that what made it worse as well. And so he would just talk trash. Whether they were winning or losing, he was still talking over and over and over and over again. My goodness, man.
So was it? I mean, it sounds like it's frustrating. You almost get to him, and then he gets it out, and he's like, no.
Yeah, he's like,
The best right now is you look like you're getting frustrated right now. Yeah. Just remembering some of this stuff.
I mean, it just gets under your skin just thinking about it. And the thing is, they protect the quarterback, and you can't really touch him and hit him like the way you want to when you're trying to get there and stuff, and it just makes it even worse. And
So to kind of bounce off of that question, who is the guy that you went against against an offensive lineman? Who was the challenging guy that you went up against? Who was the guy that you were like, how the hell am I not getting past this MFR?
Man, you know what? I don't know if y'all remember him, but Big Bobby Williams from Cincinnati.
No.
He
Ooh,
was a
yeah,
big guard,
yeah,
Okay.
big wide body guard. I mean, he was just he reminded me of he was there with New Orleans. He just Larry Wolford. I
Yeah.
think Larry Wolford.
yeah.
He
Yeah, I
was
know.
just he
I know that.
reminded me of him just big wide, and Big Bobby was strong. So he was just tough to get around because I'm like, man, I can't run through him. And then he's so wide. I mean, by the time you try to run around him, the
Ball's gone.
ball's gone.
Yeah.
So, and that gave Carson Palmer time to leave. And by then, I think Carson Palmer was there, the quarterback
Yeah.
at the time.
He was
And
so
so by the time the ball was gone, there's nothing more else you could do because the guy was so big. And Marshall Yonder for Baltimore.
Ooh,
Okay.
Very good guard. Very
Yeah.
good guard. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I believe. I mean, I could be wrong.
yeah,
He reminded me. I mean, him, Brandon Sheriff of Washington, Zach Martin, some of the toughest guys to go against because not only that they were strong, their recovery and their technique was almost flawless to where they're matching my speed coming off the ball, which is where I struggle the most and is an athletic, lineman that can move just as fast as me. So it really came down to a mental play going against them to try to, get the advantage of them.
Very cool.
So, I mean, kind of along those lines, do you ever, and we've asked some offensive and defensive guys this before, but I want to get your insight. I mean, you played for 10 years. How much of the mental game, like, how often are you and the O line chirping at each other before the play? And how much are you focusing on, like, how do you balance trying to get in their head while also, like, focusing on the play and things going on at the same time?
So what? To be honest with you, it's never the guy I'm going against that I trash talk the most. It's the guy opposite of me, like the tackle on the
Really?
other side. That for some reason maybe I bumped into his shoulder or something happens. I'm always going to arguing with somebody else or trying to talk trash to somebody else. But if I know the guy personally,
Oh,
that's when
you gotta go at him.
I
Yep.
really trying to nitpick him and stuff like that. I never take it too far to where I'm bringing up family
Right.
or anything like that. But I'm really trying to get in his head as far as just trying to. All right, I'm gonna push this button. And I'm gonna see if you're gonna get off your track. And then once I see you off your track, you belong to me.
I love it. So Ziggy, I'm gonna change directions a little bit with you, man. I gotta ask the question, and some of our viewers were wanting to know this too. How did you get the nickname Ziggy?
Oh man, got it from my grandmother. My grandmother, she's very very Hispanic, and so trying to say Evander in Spanish is rough. So I guess my favorite cartoon character was Ziggy, and I've been stuck with it ever since.
Ziggy. My nickname was Nani. I don't know, but
What?
yeah, you didn't know that either. Yeah, no,
No.
my mom used to call me Nani. I don't know. That was just a random ass statement. But
Yeah.
but no. So I know another thing I want to know though. So you're obviously training and you're doing whatever you got to do right now to jump on get out picked up by a franchise right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the fun time that Ziggy does? Like, are you a gamer? Do you watch movies? What are the things you do for fun?
I mean, pre-COVID, I was big in the movie theaters. That
Okay.
was my thing on Friday nights and some
Okay.
Saturdays is go to the movies. I prefer to go to the movies over a bar or anything like that. But, I'm big in the movies, big in the Marvel. But for the most part, I'm heavy on Xbox.
Okay.
Oh, you're an
Apex,
Xbox
yeah,
guy.
Apex is my main game right now.
Ooh,
It's
Yeah.
a quick play, quick on and off. So.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
it. So did you get a Series X yet, or are you still searching?
I'm still. I mean, I don't know if the Apex game can is transferred over to the new console. I don't know. I haven't yet to try
Okay.
anything like that. So I'm still on Xbox One, just living it. And then, but right now I'm just going to wait till the prices shoot down to get one.
That's a
Because
good
I'm
idea.
not going to buy a
I just
$1,000 one.
I just wanted to people to slow down because I want I'm a PlayStation guy. I've gotten
Yeah.
PlayStation ever since PlayStation 1. And I just want it, and you can't get it anywhere. I had it in my cart, so this is a random ass like thing again. I had it in my cart 4 times, and I never got it.
Well, I mean, you might have to wait till after
Yeah,
Christmas, and then
Yeah.
hopefully when the prices shoot down. Not only that, you get to see if there's any defects or anything's blowing up, or maybe some more games come out in January or February or something like that.
So Ziggy, I got a couple of our people watching have a couple of questions for you if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
One of them was who did you get your first? Or I'm sorry, yeah, who did you get your first sack against? And
Joe Flacco.
Right away.
Ooh.
Joe
And,
Flacco.
What was going through your mind after you got that sack?
I was like, let me see, what week were we in? I think week 13, week 14. Why did it take this long? That was
no, you called yourself out on that, dude.
Well, I just, play football, especially when you're, a competitor. You want the best from you,
Always.
and the thing is, you want the results right now, and you want them done correctly. And when you don't get those results done correctly, you always question yourself, like, "Hey, why did I do this? Why did I not do this?" and stuff like that. But yeah, it was Joe Flacco. And I think we just put on the old throwbacks, because I remember the white pants, the single yellow stripe, I believe, or black stripe with the yellow helmet,
The bumblebee
stuff like
unis?
that. So,
those 6 soccer?
it was a good game for me that game.
All right. So to follow up on that, was that your most memorable person you sacked, or who was the most memorable person you sacked?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. It has to be Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, just for him right there.
Let's go.
It's fine. We
But
won.
yeah, Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. I have a big picture of it framed in the man cave, and I definitely love it.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So along those lines, somebody also asked, have you rewatched that Super Bowl or any part of it since 2010?
I have watched it maybe twice,
Okay.
and last time I seen it was about 5-6 years ago. I'm waiting till my sons get a little bit older to where we can watch it and then so we can sit down and I can explain to them more about exactly what's going on and stuff like that. But my dad is, he's real huge in my career, and he has everything from when I played Little League all the way up until now. He keeps everything, and so we make it a pastime thing to sit down, talk, and just reflect on where we started, where we came from, as both father and son, and share those moments and try to relive them, and just give us some things to talk about when it comes to stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So cool.
I love it. Bruce, you got anything else for Ziggy?
No, hey Ziggy, appreciate your time, man. I hope you have a blessed holiday, and go Bears.
Man, what's y'all record? Is it
6 and 7?
6 and 7. Yeah, I had it all wrong, but yeah, so 6 or 7. Who y'all got coming up this week?
This week we got the Vikings. Basically an elimination game too.
It is, man. So I don't know, but Trubisky he had a big one last week. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he could pull off one this week. I don't know, man.
He will. I got you. He will.
Bruce is confident.
Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to ESPN, because all those analysts picked the Vikings. But
yeah, don't pay attention to the analysts. Pay attention to Bruce.
Pay attention to Bruce.
Well, I definitely appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Ziggy. We'll talk to you later, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Bam. Let's get those name graphics off our face. There we go, Bruce.
There you go. Although it might make me look better.
Well, yeah, covering up your face. A paper bag does the trick as well.
Ooh. As a Bears fan, I might be wearing that next week.
Ooh, yeah, if you lose, it might be a good thing that the guest we might have next week isn't related to football.
Yeah. No, Ziggy was awesome. What a good dude. And the experiences that he's had in the NFL and the teams that he's played for. Obviously, he's played for 3 really. I mean, he played for the Dolphins for a little bit. And then he also played with the Saints. The Saints are a great team, franchise too. Yeah. He's played with some pretty solid franchises.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sorry, Jaguars, you didn't make the cut. But
Well, yeah,
like he's played for significant franchises, and it's always good having good people on too.
absolutely. And it's sad, but I love that he has a picture of him sacking Aaron Rodgers frame.
Oh yeah, I would too.
That's
Especially
definitely like
well,
no,
like
when Richie edits this, that's definitely going on TikTok.
perfect. And you got to consider the time frame when he got the sack too. It was the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like it was great. I love how he called himself out though too. He's like, I can't believe he took the week 13.
took me 13 weeks.
Go Flacco.
Oh my gosh.
That's good
Bruce,
stuff.
do you have any Bulls talk
Oh yeah.
that you
We'll
want
do
to
it.
go over?
We gotta go. We gotta talk about it more next week. But yeah. So no, real quick, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Chicago Bulls. I've said it to some coworkers. I'll say it here: the Chicago Bulls will make the playoffs this year as an 8 seed. I talking with Chris Black about it. He's not as high on the Bulls as I am. Of course, that's cool. I get it. I understand it. However,
Bruce is name dropping. It's fine.
I mean,
I
come
mean,
on. When you get some people in our position, no.
I mean, we had somebody on the show who sacked Aaron Rodgers, so I mean, we're basically famous now, right, Bruce?
Exactly right. I mean, we did have Jim McMahon. Come on.
Okay, true.
So, but anyway, no. I really like what I'm seeing from the Rook too. Like, that could be a steal of the draft, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but it could be the steal of the draft.
You know, I'm gonna name drop now. Talking to Rob and hearing what he's had to say. He's also very high on him. He said something along the lines of watching Patrick Williams shoot is like art.
I just think I love his flow. Like I think he's smooth. He's smooth with his movements. And I told you before the show, like he doesn't waste a move. He doesn't have wasted movement with his cuts, with his shot, and the athleticism. And apparently his hands are ridiculous. So
Big boy hands.
No, I got these little hands.
Yeah, it's okay.
But anyway, no, it was honestly good stuff there. Bears prediction. Last week I said Bears were going to lose 2-1.
Yeah, Bruce was not happy last week.
I think it was just frustration.
Really?
I said this before too. The Bears are going to end up winning some kind of games, and all of a sudden people are going to jump back on the bandwagon, and so am I, and blah blah blah. I'm not. I kind of have one foot on the wagon and one foot off the wagon, so I'm kind of like, show me more. I'm kind of like show me. I'm a show me guy.
Yeah.
That being said, right now the Bears are underdogs by 3.5. Last I checked, it's going to be 3 now. Bears win. Bears win 24-17.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. That's a bold
That's
take.
That's it. Let's go.
Okay. I mean, I think I had said Packers 31, Panthers 17 or something like that. I mean, I'm not worried.
Cool. I might be a Packers fan for a little bit just because I want them to keep winning and in hopes, and we know that's not going to happen.
Well,
but
so this week you have to be a Packers fan and a Saints fan, or a Packers fan and a Chiefs fan, because you want the Saints to lose.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because if the Saints lose, then
Breeze
the Packers have a 1-game lead.
Breeze is still out. I'm cool with it.
He practiced today, Bruce.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's not.
He practiced today, and there's a change. He's activated off. He's designated to return from IR.
Oh, snap.
And he
Well,
practiced
we'll
this
see
week.
what happens. Well, wait until he gets that one hit. And he's like, oh.
Well, yeah, the man broke 11 ribs, Bruce. What do you
I
want from
know.
him?
And obviously, I don't want anything bad, so don't come at me. Yeah, who dat nation. Don't come at me all upset with, all pissed off. Oh, the Bears suck and the Saints are so much better. Yeah, I got that. Okay.
But no, if the Packers win this week and the Saints lose, then the Packers just need to win week 16 and they have that bye clinched. So other than the last thing I will bring up is the stat I told you before the show. Aaron Rodgers, when not playing the 2 weeks before a playoff game, so usually week 17 and the wild card round, he has never won with that first round bye in the divisional game.
It's a great stat.
So, I mean, specifically 2011 when they were 15-1, they got absolutely shellacked by the Giants in the divisional round. And Rodgers didn't play in Week 17. That was the year of Matt Flynn torching the Lions for like 480 yards. But yeah.
That's how Matt Flynn got that big-ass contract in Seattle, too.
Yep. And then Russell Wilson took it away from him like that.
Yep, as he should. And Russell Wilson debuted against the Chicago Bears.
Oof. There's a good
Anyway, let's not go down that road. But anyway, so hey guys, we got merch.
Yes, and we are working our way to 50 followers on Twitch, which would make our channel an affiliate, and then you guys could start subscribing, and we could actually start making money for doing this thing, which we really haven't done so far. So if you are watching and you have not yet followed the channel, feel free to follow the channel. It's free. It takes you absolutely nothing. And when we get to 50 followers, we will be giving away a free t-shirt and a little bit of merch that we have available to a random follower. So if you want to be included in that, if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, on TikTok, anywhere that we're promoting this right now, feel free to go follow the channel and be entered in that little contest.
TikTok. Is that a clock?
TikTok, tic-tac. Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Bruce, you're on TikTok. You like my videos. Don't even start with me.
Hey. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Go Bears.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, we will have a little hometown friend on the show. So I'm very excited for that. And then, like I said last week, we are not going to have a New Year's Eve show. Bruce will probably be out partying, as will I. Not actually. Stay safe, everyone.
I'll be at my house.
There we go. But yeah, so we have a special Christmas Eve show. So watch if you can, otherwise it'll be on YouTube. And then New Year's Eve, Bruce and I will have off. We'll be back at it first Thursday in January.
Let's go.
So that is our schedule. Thank you, everybody, for
guys.
watching. And we'll talk to y'all later.